While tubeless tyres offer greater protection than traditional inner tubes, they are still susceptible to the occasional puncture. And whilst there are loads of different products and gadgets out there to help, I'm going to show you a method that has a 100% success rate. Okay, you're at the roadside with a flat tubeless tyre, but what do? Give up? Walk home? Call a taxi? No. What you do, you get on and you fix it, of course. I often see people trying to simply re-inflate a punctured tubeless tyre or add some more sealant in and hope for the best. And whilst in some instances this may work, in my eyes it's a bit of a flawed method, because if the sealant was going to seal up your puncture and the system was going to work correctly, well then you wouldn't even know you had a puncture in the first place. Before we get going, if your tubeless tyre has a puncture but the sealant seals it up before you even notice, I mean, is it even a puncture? Okay, so you've got your punctured tubeless tyre and the sealant isn't working, so we're going to need to try something else. And whilst previously we've covered lots of different approaches that you could take to this, today I'm going to show you my tried and tested method, which is to call on our old friend, the humble inner tube. And I know not that long ago I said I hate inner tubes, but they're a great product and a reliable way to get you home. So what do we need to do? Well, step one, we need to remove the wheel from the bike, and then we need to remove one side of the tyre completely from the wheel, and you can do that by hand, or you could use your tyre lever. And if you're finding it particularly tricky to do that, then you just need to make sure you push all of the bead of the tyre into the centre of the wheel well, and if it's still proving tricky, well then make sure you start on the valve too. Oh, and I'm gonna have to deflate my tyre because I haven't actually got a puncture. Step two, we're going to need to check the inside of our tyre for any thorns or glass and such like that would puncture our new inner tube as we put it in. And chances are there may well be one or two bits in there that the sealant has sealed up in the past and you didn't even know about. So to do that, we're going to need to clean out some of the sealant that's inside the tyre. And one of my favourite tricks at the roadside to do that is to use a clump of grass or some old leaves, anything that you can get your hands on. But only do this if you know that your tubeless sealant is eco-friendly and biodegradable. Okay, I'm indoors, I'm going to treat myself to using a cloth because funnily enough, there's not many leaves inside the garage. Step three, remove your tubeless valve and keep it somewhere safe. And if you've listened to my advice in previous videos where I've told you not to over tighten it with a set of pliers, then this will be a smooth, seamless process. But if you haven't listened to my advice, well then joke's on you, because unless you've got those pliers with you, you're going to be in for a tricky time trying to get it undone. Step four, get out your new inner tube and then you can open it up and inflate it so that it just holds shape enough, and then you can take it, put it into the tyre and then refit that bead of the tyre, making sure not to pinch the new inner tube if you're going to use your tyre lever. Step 5, inflate your tyre. CO2 pump, mini pump, track pump, frame pump, yeah, you get the idea, any pump you want. But make sure as you're pumping it up, you pump it up to the correct pressure, make sure that the bead is seated correctly all the way around, and then you can go ahead and refit the wheel into your bike. So there you have it, my tried and tested method with a 100% success rate to sort you out if you puncture a tubeless tyre. Although there are lots of other products out there that can make it a little bit easier to fix. And I hope you really enjoyed this video, and if you have, give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to GCN Tech. See you later.